And we're live. Hello, not live. Okay. Hi, my name's Connor. If you're reading the title of this video, you already know what this is about. This is going to make you fall in love with me. And conversely, inversely, if you did this, it would make me fall in love with you. But that would have to be over like a video call or something because we are in quarantine. We're all at home. That explains a lot of what's going on here. Now I'm filming this on my webcam because one, I'm lazy. I haven't used my camera in forever, so the battery's like dead, and I mean I have all the time in the world, but I'm still not going to charge it. And I figured, this is like talking about romance and love. It's kind of like a dramatic thing, so I'm just filming this like an apology video. And the important steps of filming an apology video are, it's on a webcam, so the audio and video sucks, right? You probably can't even hear every other word I'm saying. And two, you don't wear makeup. Now, I do not wear makeup already, so I went ahead and instead haven't shaved, haven't cut my hair for like 10 years, and went ahead and just popped a few pimples before I started filming this. So hopefully that's gone ahead and, taken me from a 10 to about a 7, 8. I'm so nervous. Okay, if you're if you're wondering what this is about, all this free time I have, I'm scrolling through the modern love section of the New York Times, and we don't need to talk about if you read the New York Times or not. I really don't care. Anyway, there's this thing from 2015 called the 36 Questions That Lead to Love, and it's basically based on this study from a psychologist named Arthur Aron and other people. And it's 36 questions that you and a partner, the person with whom you will fall in love, answer back and forth with each other. And they're in 3 different sets, I think, 3 or 4, 3 sets. And they just get like more personal or more deep or whatever as you go on, and you just answer them truthfully. And then after that, you're in love. There's also an additional step of locking eye contact, just uninterrupted eye contact after all the questions, for about 4 minutes. And we can't do that. So if this doesn't work, that's probably why. Sorry. You can send me a video of you just staring at a camera for 4 minutes if you want. I will not reciprocate. Set 1. Given the chance of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest? Also, I haven't read these ahead of time. I probably should have, so I haven't prepared any answers. Okay. As a dinner guest, well, I'm trying to think of like my favorite people. I really like Marcus Lemonis. If you watch The Prophet on CNBC, he's like one of the celebrities I just really want to meet because he seems really nice. And he's like loaded and really generous. And I feel like even though he's a dinner guest, he would pay for the meal so I could get whatever I want. And he'd probably give me a job, and I could really use that right now. Number 2, would you like to be famous? Yes. In what way? I mean, bigger than God? No, seriously, I've thought about this, and this is going to sound like fake and made up, and like I'm trying to make you like me or something. So I've always thought, though, not always, but for a long time I've thought, oh, if I was famous and I had like fans from like doing whatever, I don't know, I guess acting, because I don't have any talents to do anything else, you can make people's days so easily. You know what I mean? Like I've had just like someone, like a celebrity, like a comment I post on their Instagram photo, and it like makes my day. So think you could do that to like hundreds of people, if not thousands, like every week. So that's cool. In what way? I don't know. Famous for something. You can kind of just be famous as long as the numbers next to your name on your internet profile are really big. So I guess in that way. Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you are going to say? Yes. Why? I don't want to say anxiety because I don't want to like diagnose myself, but I just get nervous and I want to make sure I know what I'm going to say. Like if it's an important business call, like I have those. If it's like an important call, like with a dentist or something. If it's just like with someone, I would never call anyone other than my dentist. So, what would constitute a perfect day for you? That's tough. In a perfect day, I'm waking up early and I wake up completely refreshed, like so much energy, Every pimple I had on my face the night before is gone. Porcelain skin. I exercise because I don't do that, so I think in my perfect day I would, and I would feel really good about it. And I'd make a smoothie, and it would taste great. And then I would go right back to bed. When did you last sing to yourself? Today, in the shower. When did you last sing to someone else? This is counting as one question. When did you last sing to someone else? I don't know. I sing in the house and like my parents are here, but I don't think that counts. I guess recently I sent like a voice memo of me like rapping an Eminem verse just to show that I could do it. If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want? Okay, so it's saying once you reach 30, you can choose to keep the body you have at 30 for the rest of your life, or the mind you have at 30 for the rest of your life, and you'll die at 90. I don't know. At the rate I'm going, my body's not gonna be cutting it. I guess mind, because I think a fear that a lot of people have about getting old is just like losing awareness of like, you know, what's going on around them and like Alzheimer's and things like that. So I guess mind, I feel like by 30, if I'm not like content with my body, I never will be. So like there's no point in keeping it. Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die? Not really. I don't know. I don't do anything exciting, so it'll probably just be like a heart attack or something because I'm American and I can't think of anything else. So it'll probably just be that. For what in your life do you feel most grateful? I want to say my parents, but I'm going to say music. If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be? I don't know, it was a coping mechanism. Okay, when I said heart attack, maybe I meant stroke because I don't know what that was. I don't know if it's a coping mechanism or what, of me wanting to try and like crack jokes every time. I am trying to be like honest, and these are like honest answers. Because the first thing that came to my mind when I read this question was, oh, what would I like to change? I would have liked to have been raised richer, you know? Like, I would have liked to have been able to get moon shoes when I saw them on TV, or Floam or something like that. But if I could change anything, that's about it. I mean, I don't know. Take 4 minutes and tell your partner your life story in as much detail as possible. This is why I should have read these beforehand. Okay, I'm not going to time it and take like actually 4 minutes, but in 1996, I was born in Olympia, Washington, and that's all the information I'm going to give you because this is going on the internet. I grew up in a small town, had a best friend, we were neighbors, we like hung out every day. I didn't really do sports much, I didn't like them that much. I kind of liked basketball, but I wasn't actually that good at it. Hated baseball. Sorry, just didn't do it, never even tried football. I don't know if that was because I didn't want to when I was younger or my parents didn't want me to, but it never came up that I can remember. I just would have never played it. I was a smart kid in school, kind of popular, but also bullied. Yeah, I just said popular. I didn't mean popular. I meant like had a friend group. That's what I meant. Like I had friends. I wasn't a loner is what I'm trying to say. Not popular. But was still definitely bullied. I don't think that's affected me, but who's to say? A psychiatrist, probably, if I met one. I had perfect attendance a couple years in grade school. I had very good grades. The first F I got, I cried. My teacher held me after class and compared me to my sister and said, I had your sister like a couple years ago and, you know, I expected more from you. And I cried. I don't know if I was crying about the first F I ever got because I guess that hurt, but it was like fourth grade, so who cares? Or if I was crying because she just like compared me to my sister, which was annoying to me. It's annoying to me now thinking back, like getting the F, I don't care now thinking back, but being compared to my sister like that does annoy me. I don't know, this is weird. This was like a whole another video. This has to be like a draw my life or something. Went to high school, I was class president. Didn't do much, didn't do any sports in high school. Still got good grades, was on math team and knowledge bowl, so just real grade A loser. And that's about it. I don't know, guys. Worked a lot of customer service jobs, and that made me lose faith in a lot of things because people are terrible. Okay, and now we're here. Wow. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be? Probably speaking another language, speaking Spanish. I mean, it would be easy to say, oh, I wish I could sing or something like that. And maybe that would help me with the whole being famous thing. But I think just waking up fluent in Spanish would be very beneficial, would be really, really nice. All right, set 2. If a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know? I wonder if I have to answer for each of those. I don't know. What do I want to know about the future? It's like a cliche answer to say, oh, I don't want to know about the future because, that'll ruin the present or something like that. But I think it would. If you know what's going to happen, it's going to affect how you act in the now. And I don't think that's good. So I wouldn't want to know anything. Is there something that you've dreamed of doing for a long time? I don't know. I guess honestly, and especially with like the topic of this video, being in a relationship, that would be nice. And why haven't you done it? A lot of reasons. 24 at home with my parents right now. I'm not really in the position to be getting into a relationship, so I guess that's why. What is the greatest accomplishment of your life? One time. It happened once. I got my wisdom teeth pulled out. And of course had my mom record me because, again, full of myself, want to be famous. Put it on YouTube. I started crying about pentatonics. So then Mitch Grassi called me a cutie. End of the day, that's what happened. Great accomplishment for me. What do you value most in a friendship? I was going to say honesty. Like, I want us to be honest together. But if it's just a friendship, you can lie to me. I don't care. But I think support. I think you should support your friends in things. You can lie to them if you want, especially like white lies, who cares? But support, I think, is the most valued part of it. If you don't support them or, their goals or things like that, I don't think the friendship's going to work out. It's also helpful if you hate the same type of people. What is your most treasured memory? The first concert I went to was really fun. I went alone, of course. I drove to Portland. I live in Washington, so I drove to Portland, Oregon, and I went and saw Matt Mason, and it was really fun, and that was really eye-opening to me because I was like, wow, I want to be like a concert guy. And then I quit my job and didn't have any money, and now, as payback for all that, I'm stuck in my house. We're all stuck in our house now under lockdown, so that's good. It's not lockdown, don't call it that. At least not here. What is your most terrible memory? I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of a terrible memory for me. And I'm trying to think of like a memory that, is like personal to me, not just like a memory of someone else that I experienced like on the side or something like that, like something specific to me. Again, I'm trying to be honest with you. I want you to fall in love with me, and this is what it takes. But honestly, nothing right now. I guess this is what I have right now. I guess when I went to scout camp and I didn't want to go because I didn't actually like scouts that much, but I went, and while I was gone, my dog was put down because he was old, and I came home and was told that if you knew that in 1 year you would die suddenly, would you change anything about the way you are now living? Like I said, I don't really want to know about the future, but this is saying if I knew. So I guess I went ahead and went against everything I said before and asked the crystal ball when and how I'm going to die. And it said, in a year, and this is how. Would I change anything about how I'm living? I don't know. I guess it would be easy to say that if I knew I was going to die, maybe I would just start racking up a bunch of credit card debt. Just spending money on everything, because who cares? But that would affect people after I die, so probably not that. But also, I'm gonna be dead, so who cares? Maybe that. Otherwise, I don't know. I wouldn't like make any lifestyle changes, I don't think. Can't think of anything else. I might rob a bank. What does friendship mean to you? This kind of seems similar to what I value most in a friendship. So, of course, to me, friendship is two people or more, I guess, who support each other and who know a lot of things about each other. I think your friend, like, I'm going to do it from the perspective or like in the situation with a best friend. I think with a best friend, I think your best friend usually should know more about you than your own family does. Like, that's just to me. Like, friendship is like different. I know, like, blood is thicker than water, but there's actually a whole other part to that quote that really says friends are better than family. I don't know if that's true. I just think it is. I think that's how the quote actually ends. But anyway, yeah, friendship to me is just people who support each other, know, honestly, probably too much about each other, and wouldn't do anything for each other. Like, there's got to be some boundaries, but they're honest with you enough to tell you when you're being stupid, but they'll also lie to you if it's going to make you feel better and it's not going to damage you in any way. That's friendship to me. What roles do love and affection play in your life? I'm very single, so I guess from a family standpoint, it's nice to know when your family loves me, but I'm also, if we want to get honest here, I'm feeling like this weird disconnect with me and people. I don't know. It's weird. I do have this feeling of I love everyone, but I don't have to like anyone if I don't want to. Like, I love humanity and I, love people, and I feel bad when bad things happen to people. So I guess in that way, love plays a prominent part in my life, in that I do think I do love all people, even the terrible people. Like, a little bit I love them, I just don't like them. I like less people than I love. Affection, I don't know. I don't know if I'm a physical person as far as like affection. I'm taking this as affection, like with a significant other. Who's to say? I've not had a serious relationship, just very much grade school and junior high stuff. And sorry to the girls who are learning now that, yeah, that probably didn't mean too much, because it was grade school and junior high. So this is like another thing where we should just go back and forth and alternate, so it's not going to work. Alternate sharing something you consider a positive characteristic of your partner. Share a total of 5 items. So I can't do this because I don't know who you are at this point, like who's watching this, but share a total of 5 items. You go ahead and tell me, write a comment of 5 things that you think are a positive characteristic of me, and that'll make me feel really great. I'm guessing later on there's going to be a thing that says alternate sharing a negative characteristic, but that's probably not until set 3. I'm just guessing. How close and warm is your family? Close enough. I think anything, I'm just going to do this for my own shoes because I can't speak for my siblings or family, but for me, again, I'm kind of disconnecting from people in a way where I'm not super outwardly close to people, and that's just how I am. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than that's just how I am. So it's warm enough. Like, I don't think I have any enemies in my family, like any sworn enemies that I'm related to whom I'm related. So close enough, warm enough. Do you feel childhood? Wow. For people who can't speak, do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people's? Yeah. Well, most other? I don't know. I feel like average, I would say the average childhood is happy. So I think I fit there somewhere. How do you feel about your relationship with your mother? I think she's swell. I know she loves me. She tells me all the time, and I'm just a jerk and I don't say it back all the time. And again, that's just how I am. That's just how I've started. I don't know. That's just how I am. I really hope a psychiatrist or someone like watches this and like gives me free advice, because I'm not going to pay for therapy. Set 3. Here we go. This is going to be the big guns. Make 3 true we statements each. For instance, we are both in this room feeling ... Unfortunately, I have to skip this, so again, if you do not fall in love with me after this video, this might be why. Complete this sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share ... A dog. If you were going to become a close friend with your partner, please share what would be important for him or her to know. So I can still answer this because I don't know who my partner is right now who's watching this. But what would be important for him or her or they to know? I can go back to that coping mechanism thing. Like, I do think there's something going on that I deflect a lot with humor. Makes me laugh sometimes, but even I know that it's not funny all the time, and I become annoyed with myself. So it's very possible that you will become annoyed too, but that's just how I am currently. Also, if we don't like the same music, I don't think we actually could be close friends. That's important for friendship. The previous question about what friendship means, you also have to like the same music. Tell your partner what you like about them. Be very honest this time, saying things that you might not say to someone you've just met. See, these are the questions that I think are actually what would create the bond between two strangers. And I can't do it. So I don't know. I can't answer that. I'm sorry. But you know me based on this video, so you go ahead and you can tell me things that you like about me. This is really just to feed my ego. I don't want anyone to fall in love with me at any point. Share with your partner an embarrassing moment in your life. This is hard because I feel like it's also similar to your worst memory, and I had an issue coming up with that one. But it wasn't embarrassing to come home to a dead dog. So, oh gosh, embarrassing moment in my life. They definitely exist. I just don't know. This video, honestly, pretty embarrassing. When did you last cry in front of another person? All I can think of is I watched Onward with my mom and I teared up a little bit. And technically she was in the room. So I'm going to count that because otherwise I honestly cannot tell you. And when was the last time you cried cried by yourself? What's today? Sunday? Okay. Sunday. Tell your partner something that you like about them already. Okay. So again, we're supposed to be strangers in this situation. So it's supposed to be something like I've caught on already, like, oh, I like that about you. Again, can't do it. So very helpful if you don't know who I am, that you answer that question and tell me what you like about me. What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about? I've kind of had this mini conversation with people, and by that I mean in my head, pretending I'm having the conversation just in case it comes up. And I think, here's the thing, my like opinion or stance right now, people can change, by the way, but right now my stance is I think you can joke about anything at least once, but when it gets into touchier subjects, I think, and this might be like a dumb opinion, and that's okay if you don't like it, this is about honesty. I feel like if you're a professional comedian, I personally will give you a free pass to try out a joke about something that's like a touchy subject at least once. And if like the writing's good, or if it's like still clever or something, even if it like makes you cringe because you're like, oh, I can't believe you just said that, I'm kind of going to give you a free pass personally because it's your job. And a lot of being a comedian is like crossing the line kind of. But I also think if that's your only shtick and your shtick, pretend one of those was correct. If that's your only kind of gimmick and you're just completely like insulting or crossing the line every time, it's going to start to become an issue. But I think if that's your job, you are a professional comedian, like you're touring or things like that, I'm going to give you a free pass. You can joke about everything at least once. Obviously, some things you have to be careful about how you're joking about it. But that's just me. I don't know. Like, I don't try and tell like super offensive jokes or anything like that, and I don't seek out super offensive jokes. But if I hear one and it's well written, especially if it's like, attacking me, not like personally, but it's something I relate to, or it's like offensive to, like, I don't know, white guys, or offensive to, some other category that I fit into, I'm gonna laugh a little more. It's like fun to be joked about, I think. Anyway, I don't know why this is the question that I took so long to answer. I'm just trying to really over explain myself so people don't cancel me. If you were to die this evening with no opportunity to communicate with anyone, what would you most regret not having told someone? And then the next question is, why haven't you told them yet? So to me, this means it's asking about a specific person. Like, is there a specific person that you wish you would have told something before you died? And honestly, I can't think of anything. Part of me wishes I thought about these questions beforehand, but I'm reading them for the first time now. I kind of just glanced them over before when I saw them on Modern Love. I don't know. It's not like I'm a complete open book, but there's nothing like that I'm holding back that I wish I would tell someone already. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really feel that I've held back any pertinent information that maybe I should tell before I die, especially to like a specific person. So I honestly don't have an answer for that. I'm sorry. Your house, containing everything you own, catches fire. After saving your loved ones and pets, you have time to safely make a final dash to save any one item. What would it be? Why? So I've saved you because ideally we get married after you watch this video, and I save our dog, plural, our dogs, one final item. I don't know. Like, hopefully our house has a safe that has like important stuff in it. I could just grab the safe. But also, hopefully, if we have a safe, we're smart enough to bolt it to the ground. So maybe not that. I guess like my record collection, or like my music collection of CDs and records and cassettes. Because, that would suck. Yeah, like my box of records I would like to keep. I guess I would like to save. That would be worth it for me. And why? I think I already said like music was what I'm most grateful for, which thinking back maybe isn't a nice answer, but I still think it's true. Sorry. So that's why. Of all the people in your family, whose death would you find most disturbing? Why? Honestly, I'm thinking about this. I mean, I've thought about all these questions kind of as I'm reading them, but I'm thinking about this. And at first I was going to say my mom, because that's kind of an easy answer, but it also would be probably truthful. But I think you also have to expect to outlive your parents, so I don't think you should necessarily be disturbed by their death. On the other hand, I would be disturbed by, and this is sad to think about, like if my little nieces or nephew, like that would disturb me more, because how would that happen? First off, if I don't want to think about it, I don't want to talk about it, I don't want my sister to watch this and like be all stressed out or disturbed by it. But I think that is honestly the real answer for me, just because they're so young, and that is disturbing to me. Last question, we've made it. Share a personal problem and ask your partner's advice on how he or she or they might handle it. Also, ask your partner to reflect back to you how you seem to be feeling about the problem you have chosen. Wow. Share a personal problem and ask your partner's advice on how to handle it. I can't think of like any personal problem that I would actually ask someone else for advice for. Not just because it's like too personal or whatever, but it's just like something I wouldn't want input on. And I know maybe I should be asking or sharing that, because if it's something I don't want input on, I'm supposed to be vulnerable right now, so I should do it. But I actually like can't really think of anything. I don't know. I think what this little exercise has brought to my attention is that I am pretty privileged, and even if I feel I have problems, or if I do have problems or issues in my life, whether like external or internal, they really don't matter. like the big scheme of things, and like I'm pretty privileged that none of them have like ruined my life or any life ruining thing like that. So I don't know. I guess not the best way to end this video or to answer that question, but I can't. But hey, if you have a problem, go ahead and tell me, and maybe I'll try and help you. Okay. Are you in love? You can propose. I'll let you do that. If you spend the money on the ring, you can send it. I'll be fine with that. And that's about it. Thank you. I love you so much. This has been a wild ride. I can't believe I came in here. I didn't think I would fall in love. I thought you would hate me for so many reasons. And here we are. Read my blog. And now 4 uninterrupted minutes of eye contact.